I'll start by, I mean, because you've been in sort of so many movies now, but this is a really, really unique one. I was just wondering if you had any reservations or if you were really excited sort of prior to getting involved.
Both. I had reservations about my abilities to pull it off for someone I had so much admiration and had longed to work for and with for so long, Alfonso. But I was also really excited about, the prospect of doing something that no one else had, especially as a lady, and to be able to do something so physical and it was challenging and daunting, and be careful what you wish for, because then I was there trying to figure out how to pull it off. So both those things were very in the forefront of my mind.
I mean, you don't get too many sort of female lead roles in big sci-fi or sort of blockbuster movies like this. I mean, it must have been a real kind of delight for you to be offered this one.
I mean, I never thought of sci-fi when it came to this. I mean, I guess, yeah, there's elements of sci-fi in this, but the emotional journey of this story, it just appealed to me so much that the sci-fi was secondary. It was very technical. It sort of took over everything, as it should have, but I didn't look at it as a sort of a sci-fi a journey. I felt it was a human journey that every single person watching it is going to go, I've been in a place like that in life. I didn't know how to get out of it. I might know how, some people can get up, dust off, power through life. Other people don't have the reason yet to stand up. And you go, what is the difference between those people? And that's where you have George and you have myself. And I just love that. I just love that storytelling.
And did you speak to many sort of astronauts or space stations?
I spoke to one astronaut once via phone, and then we had some emails, and it was perfect timing because I was dealing with how the body moves in 0G, because I had to simulate that slowly with a lot of wires and gymnastics. But it came at the perfect time because a lot of things I thought would be one way were completely different. So that conversation came in very, very handy.
And was he in space when you spoke to him?
She was in space. Sorry. Yeah, she was. She was up in the ISS.
Wow. I mean, I still can't get my head around fax machines, but to speak to someone on the phone who's in space...
Yeah, the connection was incredibly clear.
Wow.
Yeah, but just think about it. You make a call, it goes to a satellite, and comes back down. So you're basically calling space every time you make a call.
That's a very good point. And I just wondering, I mean, in the film, your character, I mean, George Clooney's character kind of provides Ryan with a bit of kind of light relief to an extent. I was wondering if it was like that on set. Was it quite nice having George around? Because he seems
It's always nice to have George around because he's such a professional. He helps you. He makes things easier. The scenes we had to shoot together had more levity, even though my character was not enjoying what she's doing, and it's not jokey. But his character is the sort of space cowboy who loves what he does, would want to live and die there. He, he's the kind of guy that shows you the right way to live if you're going to live your life, an authentic life for yourself. And there's no pranks, no joking around. It was a lot of work. We were in dangerous rigs all the time. But you have George around, and it's like sunshine has walked in a room. He left, and everyone was very depressed.
And talking of having sunshine in the room, I read that your young son was sort of present on set. Like, that must have been quite nice.
Not so much on set, but he was right outside a set. I mean, him seeing me in a contraption was not pleasant. He just always thought I was being hurt. But they created a world right outside those doors where whenever I was on a break, I could go see him. Made life bearable for me to be there. And I mean, I wouldn't have been of any use to anyone. If I missed him, if I wanted to be with him, I want to be with him. That's just where I was and still am.
So did you find that you're kind of choosing roles kind of differently and sort of selecting now he's sort of in your life?
Completely. I mean, if this was the last film I ever did, I'd be more than okay with it. I feel like I've turned over every stone, and him in my life, it now gives me a whole different perspective on how sweet life is. And I don't feel the need to supplement it with work as much anymore.
And your next couple of projects are the Heat 2 and One of the Guys.
I'm not doing the Heat. There's no Heat 2.
There's no Heat 2?
I'm not doing the Heat 2.
Oh.
I've squashed that so many times with people.
Oh, really?
But I love the experience. I love Melissa. I might do another film with her if we ever want to. I don't do sequels. I've done them and they've been horrible. But I just don't do them anymore. I mean, unless some miracle happened and they said we're going to erase your first 2 sequels and they weren't bad and this one's going to be genius. But the fact is I did 2 very bad sequels and they were a big waste of money, and I don't want to do them anymore. The only thing I am doing is I'm doing the voice for the Minions movie, the prequel to Despicable Me. So I am their first evil encounter. Cool. That I'm doing. That's a fact.
Cool.
Yes.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time
today.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.